Don't start with money, start with mindset. Have you ever wondered why some people succeed in entrepreneurship, while others stay stuck at the idea stage? It's not because they're smarter, richer, or more connected, but because they started before you did. The biggest difference between a dreamer and a doer isn't the idea, it's the mindset that takes action. Many people spend years thinking, but can't spend 1 week actually starting. If you're watching this video, it means there's already a spark inside you, a desire to try, to build something that truly belongs to you. But that spark will fade if you keep waiting for the perfect timing, the perfect knowledge, or the perfect amount of money. The truth is, entrepreneurship doesn't begin with capital. It begins with clarity, with the way you see problems, and the decision to take the first step. So before we go further, remember, entrepreneurship is not a story for someday. It's a decision made today. Don't just listen, start with your own mindset. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Ideas aren't the beginning, problems are. We often assume that ideas are the starting point of entrepreneurship, but that's a romantic illusion. Ideas are the surface, problems are the real foundation. Think about it. If great ideas were enough, every coffee chat and late-night brainstorming would create million-dollar startups. But reality says otherwise. The world doesn't pay for ideas, it pays for solutions. Look at successful startups. Grab didn't begin with a ride-hailing app, but with a problem of unsafe and inconvenient taxis in Southeast Asia. Airbnb didn't start with renting rooms, but with the problem, travelers can't afford hotels. So the first question of an entrepreneur isn't, what idea do I have? But, what problem exists that I can solve? You can spend months trying to come up with a unique idea, or you can spend one afternoon outside, observing real life, and you'll see, problems are everywhere. Replace the question, how do I create $1 million idea, with, who can I help save pain, money, time, or effort? Ideas don't make you different. Solving problems makes you necessary. Stop waiting for perfect, start small, learn big. One of the biggest traps for new entrepreneurs is the belief that you must wait until everything is perfect before starting. Wait for enough funding, enough knowledge, enough confidence, and then 6 months pass. 1 year passes, nothing has begun, except your idea slowly fading away. The truth is, perfection is not the starting point, it is the byproduct of iteration. No one builds success on the first draft. Everything great begins as something imperfect. People love to talk about Facebook today, but forget that its first version was only for Harvard students. YouTube didn't even start as a video platform, it was originally a video dating site. They started small, then grew by learning from real users. What you need is not the perfect launch, but the first test version, a raw product, simple but usable. That's called an MVP, minimum viable product. Instead of asking, how do I make it perfect? Ask, how can I launch something within 7 days? Early movers don't win because they know more, they win because they learn faster. And real learning doesn't happen in your head, it happens in the market. You don't need to be great to start. You need to start early enough to become great. Trial, error, adjust. Many small fails to avoid one big one. Fear of failure is human, but fear of trying, that's a choice. And that choice kills more startups before they ever begin. Entrepreneurship isn't a straight line. It's a zigzag journey of trial, error, adjustment, and repeat. If you're afraid to make mistakes, you'll stay stuck at the starting line. Remember, the biggest failure isn't losing money, it's doing nothing and watching someone else build what you once dreamed of. You can make 10 small mistakes and learn 10 valuable lessons. But if you wait for perfection and only test once, one failure could end it all. Legends like Thomas Edison didn't succeed because they knew how to build a light bulb. They succeeded because they discovered 10,000 ways that didn't work. Failure is not the enemy, it's the teacher. So if you're stuck because you're afraid to fail, ask yourself, am I afraid of failing? Or afraid of people seeing me fail? A successful business isn't one without mistakes. It's one that fixes mistakes faster than the competition. Fail fast, fix fast, grow fast. That's the pace of a true entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is lonely, but you don't have to be alone. Here's a truth few people will tell you. Entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. Not because there's no one around you, but because no one truly understands the weight you carry inside. You may have friends, you may have family support, but there will come a moment when you realize, no one feels the panic when your bank account hits zero. And no one senses the pressure when a deal is still unsigned days before launch. But loneliness doesn't mean you have to walk alone. Steve Jobs had Steve Wozniak. Bill Gates had Paul Allen. Even Elon Musk has strong partners behind every company. Entrepreneurship is not a solo competition, it's a team journey. Even superheroes need a sidekick. Not to share the workload, but to catch you when you're about to break. Find your tribe. People who are trying just like you. They might not make you smarter, but they will definitely keep you from giving up too soon. Sometimes, all it takes is one message from someone on the same path. Bro, I'm struggling too. And suddenly, the weight feels lighter. Loneliness is part of the path. Connection is your choice. Don't walk alone if you want to go far. Money doesn't validate ideas. Customers do. There's a common myth in entrepreneurship. As long as I have funding, things will work out. The harsh truth is, many startups die, even with millions in the bank. Why? Because they believe money can sustain an idea. But money only prolongs the death of a bad idea. Only customers can keep an idea alive when they take out their wallet and say, I need this. If you have $50 but no real customer, you're not an entrepreneur, you're just burning money. But if you have a single paying customer, even if it's $5, you've already started building a business. Remember, big investments don't prove success. Recurring customers do. That's the truest validation of any idea. Example, Dropbox didn't begin with massive funding. It began with a simple demo video and 75,000 signups in a single day. No product, no big budget, just a real demand. Before asking, how do I raise money? Ask, who will pay for what I'm building? Funding may help you go fast. Customers will help you go far. Discipline beats motivation. Inspiration isn't always there. People often say, I'll start when I feel inspired. But if you only act when you're inspired, you won't go far. Because inspiration, like the weather, comes and goes. Discipline is what gets you to the finish line. Not because it's stronger, but because discipline doesn't care if you feel like it or not, it only cares if you show up. Entrepreneurship isn't just the bright excitement at the beginning. It's waking up tired but still showing up. It's late nights writing reports while others sleep. It's days when no one believes in you, except you. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you moving. Bill Gates once said, success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. Discipline reminds you that yesterday's win doesn't guarantee today's success. Ask yourself, every morning, do you choose to wait for inspiration or to take the next small step? In the end, successful people aren't the most inspired. They're the ones who act even when the inspiration is gone. Action matters more than planning. The path appears when you move. Here's a truth few acknowledge. The world doesn't pay for plans, it pays for action. You can create a 50-page business proposal, map out a 10-stage timeline, and design a perfect model, but if you don't take the first step, it's just a beautiful dream in a folder. Smart entrepreneurs aren't the best planners. They're the ones who move forward even in uncertainty. Because no plan survives untouched once it meets reality. Think about when you learned to ride a bike. You didn't watch 10 tutorial videos before getting on. You got on, fell, got up again. It was the wobbling that taught you balance. Entrepreneurship is the same. The earlier you move, the faster you get real feedback. If you stay still and keep thinking, you'll stay still forever. Ask yourself, do you want to be someone who tells stories about what could have been? Or someone who shares real stories from a path you dared to walk? Your step creates the path. Start, even if the first step is clumsy. Conclusion, don't ask, how do I start? Ask, am I willing to start? Entrepreneurship isn't for everyone, but if you've watched this far, a part of you already wants to build something different. And what you lack isn't knowledge. It isn't funding. It's a decision. Without a decision, every lesson is useless. Without action, every idea is just another someday. Start now, not because success is guaranteed, but because growth is. Don't ask, how do I make it perfect? Ask, am I willing to begin? The most successful people aren't those who fall the least, but those who keep getting up, fixing, and moving forward. The journey won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Subscribe, download the ebook, and share your thoughts. Remember, every step you take is a step toward becoming more.